Okay. Happy Monday and happy October, everybody. So this is our monthly partner call for affordable rental housing at OHCS. My name is Natasha Detweiler-Davy, Director of Affordable Rental Housing. And so I just wanted to kind of preview what we'll be talking about at Housing Stability Council this Friday. And also just kind of check in on where we are with our couple of our open resource offerings. So let's see. So at Housing Stability Council, we will be a 4% transaction to be putting forward to recommend. We are also bringing forward the framework for the 2023 legislative investment in modular housing. And so this was introduced last month to Housing Stability Council, and we'll be bringing this back to ideally finalize so that we can move through an RFP process to get those resources out to modular producers. And I think that the team has done a really great job at responding to the feedback, and this is more legislative investment to essentially expand the production capability of modular producers. And then I do have an informational update just to share with Housing Stability Council, knowing that we continue to see funding gaps and challenges both in our in our pipeline projects, in our projects that are under construction, as well as our portfolio projects. And I know there's a great number of issues that are driving that, some of which we are working to kind of do some process updates to help solve, and some of which we don't really have a solution in hand. So really just wanting to elevate awareness broadly around the real impacts of today's market, and I don't know if the COVID reality on projects, both again in our full portfolio as well as in our production portfolio and under construction projects. Trying to flag that we should be doing what we need to. We'll be doing our best to do what we need to in those circumstances where we can help, but are also don't have a significant amount of resources to be able to do so. But felt like this was a really timely topic for Housing Stability Council awareness. And then we will also be moving into try to have more of a work group type conversation with Housing Stability Council members around our NOFA engagement process, the topics that we have been engaging with everybody around over the past month and a half and are continuing to do so, with the idea to really just to have a open dialogue with Housing Stability Council to be able to make sure that we are prioritizing input and direction from our Housing Stability Council. And for those, just for awareness, I'm just going to put the link to our engagement page in the chat here. And this has both all of the materials that we've used as well as recordings of the presentations that we have been working on over the past couple months. Let's see. And that is really the extent for our legislative, our agenda item with Housing Stability Council for this Friday. I did also want to just raise awareness. Let's see, we have open right now our homeless housing response and capacity strengthening NOFA, which is our home ARP resources, as well as some capacity resources. Those applications are due October 27th. The 9% NOFA is open. So it looks like we had pre-applications close on September 22nd, and those applications will also be due on October 27th. We pre-apps as they've been submitted, those reports of what we have were submitted through pre-applications should be posted, I believe, later this week, if not early next week. I think, and then lastly, our 4% and conduit financing application process opened as well last Thursday, September 27th. I think coincidentally at the same time as we were talking about bonds at the Housing Oregon conference. So please check all of those out. Making let's see, I guess I didn't say that the 4% opening is for projects that meet eligibility around readiness and intake processes that are described in that in order to be able to make additional calendar commitments for 2024. All of those NOFAs, please make sure to be submitting questions through the applicable channels, largely the mfnofa@hcs.oregon.gov. And any changes to those will be announced both directly to anyone who has submitted pre-applications as well as through our technical advisory list. And let's see, Shelley, I see your question in the chat. Do we have a sense of when you want to issue the 2025 centralized NOFA, first quarter or second quarter? So yeah, 2024 is when we anticipate doing that, hoping that we are pinning down the calendar for the offerings with Housing Stability Council between the December and January meetings of this year, and shooting for kind of end of the first quarter, start of the second quarter. I think as we get a little bit closer, we'll be able to have a better estimate of the timing, but I think right around that March-April timeframe feels likely. It will also depend on how we land that and whether we have some kind of formats to be able to be operationalizing, but are looking to kind of walk these parts together as we start getting a little closer to where we land that. And I think those are the primary updates, especially as it was in relationship to Housing Stability Council. We are also certainly following the Housing Production Advisory Council, who are making some near-term recommendations to the governor around housing production strategies. So we definitely have folks engaging in that and tracking those conversations and finding ways to make programmatic connections for our own work. So I guess with that, any questions coming up? We had many of OHCS staff, and I know many partners were at Housing Oregon conference last week, which was really express my gratitude to Housing Oregon for all the work to pull that together. It was a really great opportunity to be in person with everybody, and I think we had many different sessions going on where we both were able to learn quite a bit and benefit from having in-person discussion, which was nice. And thanks for all of your work, Kevin, on that. Any other questions? I was tired from all that in-person time last week. And the rains have started. But another minute and we can give the gift of time, one of my favorite things. Okay, well, not hearing any other questions. Again, look forward to continuing to engage with everyone around our NOFA and process updates, and we will be at Housing Facility Council this Friday. Thank you so much.